What's up, everyone? Welcome to Manila Groovy Podcast.
Episode 2. So we're here together this time around, and for probably for our future episodes, we will be in the same room. So this second episode was with our good friend Gabe Cabonce. He's a fucking monster ass bassist, and I'm not just talking about his ass. I'm also talking about his level of skill. And Gabe is the guy who introduced me to Marga in Tago a couple of years ago.
So we had a really nice conversation because we haven't talked to each other for a long time. So yeah, we just basically missed jamming and we talked a lot about it.
Yeah, this conversation kind of just as soon as we started, even before we started recording it, it just kind of just hit the ground
Yeah.
running, and we were just like three friends hanging out.
Mm.
And yeah, I hope you can pick up on that. This was a really fun conversation, and it was just a fun jam, really. And I hope. I mean, I think we talked about a whole slew of topics. Uh, some music related, some not. But I think it's got a lot of good stuff in it. Of course, I'm biased. I'm the effing host, but you know, I gotta talk up my own shit. So enjoy this next one, second episode of Manila Groovy Nights. Welcome to the second episode of Manila Groovy Nights. No, sorry, Manila Groovy Podcast. Gotta say that a few times for it to
Good
stick.
job, man.
Yeah. Well, it's the second episode. It'll,
Yep,
you
yep,
know,
yeah.
next episode it won't be a problem. Yeah. So
Yeah,
we
buddy.
are
No, it's not a
here.
problem. Not at all.
You
Yeah.
chose the name.
I did. But come on, I gotta get used to it. Okay, so we are here with our good friend Gabe
Yes.
Cabonce. Cue the audience applause.
Hello.
Woo!
Yay.
Yay! All right.
Okay, dude, before we start, I just want to say thank you, Marga Jayy and EK. I appreciate you guys inviting me over. I hope people are interested in this. But I saw RJ's podcast video and I learned a lot. It's very interesting. It's nice to have like just a platform for artists to express themselves. Artists need to express themselves, dude.
All right.
Three
Well,
months,
thank you.
man. 3 months.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Yeah, thanks, and thank you for coming on to our second episode. Yes. All
I
right.
always
So
come, buddy.
thanks. Me before I didn't, but because I didn't know how, but now I do. Yeah.
You just click the link pag may live.
Yeah,
Pag may
yeah,
live,
yeah.
buddy.
Yeah. And put
You
the
just click the
password.
link and then you start to watch it, man.
Yeah.
It's nice
Sometimes
because you
there's a
can like
password. You
while
have to
people
put
are
the
watching with
password.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Okay. All right. So
Just be
wait,
careful
I
of
want to
any
start.
viruses.
I want to start this episode, man. Can I just start? I want to blow smoke up your ass, Gabe, because just so
Why?
people
Okay.
know how I met you, no. And just
Okay.
to start this off, right? So I met you in Tago. I don't know, man. It was like a couple of years ago. I was still in college. I think you were still in culinary school, or right? Culinary school, right? Or was it hotel?
Probably, yeah.
Something to do with food, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I saw you, man, and when I saw you jamming with our drummer Julio at the time, and man,
Julio.
you're playing just like fucking like it blew me away, man, and like even up to today, you're like one of the best bassists I know. I see you. I see you. Kilig you. Yeah. Yeah, but it's true, man. And it was like, parang when I saw you, it was like, okay, like it's like the ceiling of like skill that I saw, like suddenly it was like blown wide open, and it's like, okay, like, so I can get that good, so it was like, so I just like, you're a real inspiration to me, man. Because in case people don't know, my main instrument is also the bass.
No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah, yeah.
no.
So I think sometimes musicians need that, right? You need to kind of be blown away. You need to see it for yourself, right, in person. It's another thing to hear the record, but it's another thing to see it live in person. Oh my God, like this guy's so fucking good. Uh, and so I just want to say, man, thank you for that. That you for kind of for that experience. And from then on, I was like, I
Dude,
was,
wait,
yeah, 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 yeah. I was simultaneously, challenged because like, whoa, shit,
bro.
I've so much but to learn, and inspired. So there, I just want to start it off that because I think we musicians, we need that, right? We need that. Whoa, like this dude is so much.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. We need that inspiration.
What can you say about that, Gabe?
Bro, I really appreciate that, man. I really do. Thank you so much. That's really generous, man. That's fucking generous. But I could say the same for you, man. Like when I watch you and Extract play, man, just I appreciate the groove, buddy. And that's, just, I mean, I'm kind of just from that. That's buddy. That what a way to start the fucking podcast. But
Cheers,
it's a lot of
cheers,
pressure.
cheers.
Cheers to that,
Okay,
man. Cheers.
cheers, cheers.
I love bases.
Holy fuck, man. I appreciate that a lot, buddy.
Thank you, thank you.
I
Just
appreciate
being
that a lot
honest,
because I
man.
don't get much. Not a lot of people tell me that. Yeah, thanks, man.
Well, it takes
Yeah,
another
I
bassist,
don't really get that much. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
bassists.
yeah, yeah. Thank you, thank
I'm
you.
used to that also. Bassists don't really get much. After the gig, we don't really get much props, or people don't really pay attention
Yeah,
to us.
yeah.
Like, is that true for you also?
My belief is that if people are paying attention to you, you're probably not a good bass player.
Oh,
You're
dude,
probably,
yeah,
you're
Oh,
probably like,
love that.
I love that.
do you
Yeah,
know, do you know what I mean?
100%, man.
Like, I'm not here to be. I mean, this is gonna sound weird from somebody who likes the solo, but it's about, I try my best. I'm really trying my best to be, a bass player to fill the role.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I totally
it depends
understand
on
what you
the
mean, man.
situation. So if you're in a professional situation, yeah, yeah. Pero when I'm
Yeah,
in Tago, fuck dude, I don't give a fuck.
let
And
her
I'm
rip.
not, you ain't paying me, so
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
gonna play
yeah.
the way that I want. Yeah.
Let her rip,
Pero syempre,
man.
it's communication, so it's not masturbatory. Not masturbatory. Yeah, buddy. Appreciate that,
Yeah, yeah,
man. Appreciate
yeah,
that
yeah,
a lot.
yeah. But man, I totally get what you're saying. Is
I'll
when you
send.
get.
I'll wire the money to you after.
Oh yeah, yeah, sure, sure, no problem. I'll send you my bank account. Yeah, yeah. You can send me more, and
Yeah,
you can
yeah,
send me more, and in the
yeah,
next
buddy.
episode, I'll add a bit more, just out of the blue. I'll try to put you in
Yeah,
there.
keep it coming, buddy.
Yeah, yeah.
Just like give me more compliments. Oh, that's
Yeah,
what
dude,
I
we
need,
come on,
buddy.
man. We don't. The only compliments that I love are like compliments that come
Yeah.
from other
So yeah, that's
bassists.
true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Because like I get you what I mean
yeah.
when people praise you, like, oh man, you're so good. It's like I'm almost like, oh man, I guess that means I was like, grabbing the attention, and that's like not my job.
Yeah, yeah. But if you do that, EK, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do that musician thing where I'm like, wait, bro, di nga ako nag-practice.
Yeah.
It's
Ah,
just like,
dude,
the
Ah,
whole
nakakainis
nothing,
yan.
man.
I'm
No
so
practice in a
fucking done
week.
with that shit, puta.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm done
sorry,
with
pero
that.
I'm this. I haven't practiced in forever, but like, it's just fucking awesome.
Yeah,
Alam
yeah,
mo yung
yeah,
ganun,
yeah,
just say thank you, appreciate it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Just thank you. Yeah,
Putang ina.
yeah. It took it's kind of, I don't know. Getting compliments as a musician, it's pretty complicated. I kind of don't know how to take them. I don't know if that's a bassist
Really?
thing. Yeah, I don't know if that's a bassist thing because like we said, it's like you don't want to get the attention, but yeah, you just have to kind of say thank you, at the same time you don't want to be like, oh yeah, you don't want to be like that, right? Oh no, that's
It
nothing. That's
depends
not,
on the person.
yeah, it depends on the person. Yeah. I guess you just kind of like take it with a grain of salt.
Well, it's just about being authentic, buddy. Like if somebody appreciates appreciates you, then just appreciate that they're listening, dude. it's not about like, oh, okay. Anyway, let's not talk about that. But it's the
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
let's
yeah.
not go there, buddy. You know, a lot. You know, naman ang daming and what else, man.
Yeah,
Just
it gets pretty
appreciate that,
hairy. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
EK.
Just say yes, because like fake
Just
humility,
the
like
fact.
that's
Yes,
lame
yeah,
too. Yeah,
And
yeah,
also yung fake na praises, 'di ba?
yeah,
Mafe-feel
yeah,
mo din 'yan.
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
buddy. Like hey, nice set, dude. Can I? By the way, can I borrow this? It's such so and so. Come on, I'm done.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Very business, eh. Very
Oh, nga.
business,
It's like it's
business minded.
transactional. It's like I'll give you
Yun lang
something,
yun,
you give me
pero
something. Yeah, let's start with that. My first question is like, how did you find the bass, or rather, how did the bass find you?
okay. So when I was 6 years old, my folks they put me through piano lessons. As most of us do naman, I think, when we're young. And I got I was really into it. I practiced so much. I was doing really complicated pieces. I don't remember any of that shit. But when I was around 10 years old, a cousin of mine, his name is Ian, he he had a bass. I played that bass. He let me play the bass, and then I just like, oh, it's pretty cool, man. So there's something about that low frequency that just gets to me, even from a young age. Man, wow, this is so nice. So yeah, from there, and then when I was 16, the same cousin he introduced me to Jaco Pastorius. So from there, oh dude, I'm like my world in terms of like listening to music and what music I'm into. It just expanded so much. Jaco showed me like there's way more you can do with the bass than just playing bass lines, which is a great thing too. But it just on a personal level, I fell in love with it so much. Yeah, up to now, man. I love playing bass solos. There's just something about it, but I can't explain. You just love it.
Yeah, I dig it, man. Yeah, I remember when my teacher he made me listen to "Come On, Come Over." It's like the first Jacko track I heard. It was like what? Like my mind was just blown. Like the possibilities of the bass. Like whoa! Like just blew me away.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, yeah,
I love that
yeah.
shit, dude.
Hey, but I actually want to know how did you get started on bass?
Well, I took up the bass when I was already first year high school. So I was kind of like you. I had to
Okay.
take piano lessons from my grandma because she was a piano teacher. But I kind of wasn't really into it. Like I would just do it, but I wouldn't really practice at home. It was kind of,
Yeah.
I didn't really choose it. But the bass, I really like the Red Hot
Uh-huh.
Chili Peppers. So that's like Flea, right? So that was my thing before, and
Oh
I just
yeah,
like I
yeah,
saw
yeah, yeah,
everyone.
yeah.
Yeah, I saw everyone taking up the guitar because it's a high school. Like everyone around me was like, "Oh, I want to take up the guitar," but I don't know. I just like something about the bass just kind of drew me in. Also, just like that low, just always there. There's something about it just drew me, and so yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah, buddy.
since
Something about
14,
it. No, there's just something about it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I
I
don't know. It's
understand,
hard
man.
to
Did you
say.
see that Homer clip?
No, what
Okay,
homework
so
clip?
there's this clip in The Simpsons. Okay, so Homer comes into like a music store. He takes a bass from the wall and he plays it, and then it's like his whole body starts shaking, and then
Okay.
then basically he just keeps playing bass wherever, man. So again, that's basically like every bass player's origin story. And
Yeah, yeah.
I also for some reason Simpsons is always predicting stuff. Crazy, man.
Yeah, yeah, I know, right? Yeah, even the presidency right now,
Diba?
right? Yeah.
I'm also curious to know like how see Marga, like Marga, I never knew your music history as well, so it would be nice to understand that too.
Yeah.
What's it like to be a Berkeley student? Oh shit, may joke lang.
Oh,
Oh
oh.
snap, oh snap. A lot of people don't know that, and it's all
Yeah. Well, now we're
Yeah.
telling people.
Ano bang sasagutin ko? Yung history ng music?
Now, how did you find it?
history,
Yeah.
history, and then Berkeley. Yeah.
Well, um, akala ko before talaga singer lang ako. I mean, di ba, singers, alam mo yung gusto mo maging star, gano'n, di ba? Pero alam ko, 5 years old pa lang, alam ko na gusto kong music. Tapos, yun, parang sumasali ako sa contest sa school. 'Di ba? Nananalo naman ako, in fairness.
Valido.
Tapos, um, tas eventually, alam mo, nag-YouTube pa ako before. As in, yung sobrang dami kong views. Tapos yung sobrang dami ko ng attention na nakukuha, dinelete ko yung videos ko, na-realize ko na hindi talaga yun yung gusto ko. So, yun, tinuloy ko lang magsulat ng kanta for myself. Tapos, nagbanda ako. So, yun yung na-realize ko, yun yung gusto ko. I just wanna make music. Tapos, gusto ko magbanda. Medyo, ang weird na,
Why?
hmm? Anong why? Why ko gusto magbanda? Mas nakukuha ko yung, yung
Yeah,
fulfillment. Yung
I
fulfillment pag
understand. I understand.
yung song ko yung pina-perform ko.
Pero
Yeah.
I think it's Capsa. Uh, I think it's a bad thing for you to not be able to like appreciate attention. That's not the right way to say it, but I think it's not good for you not to market yourself. If people are coming in and listening to music, why do we even play? Diba? It's
Yeah,
good to
yeah, yeah,
be
yeah. A good
it's
point.
good to be
Good.
heard.
Yeah, yeah. Good point naman yon. Pero kasi sa akin, nasa harap na ako eh. So, ayoko na maging pushy. Nasa harap na ako. It's not like backup singer ako. Nasa front na ako. So, ayoko na masyadong, alam mo yon, pag tumayo ako sa stage, o tingnan mo ako, nasa yun na yun. Ayoko nang ipilit pa na, oh, I'm here. Alam mo yun.
Yeah, dude, I understand what you're saying,
Yes.
but it's like you know, maybe just that you're brilliant, man. If you're brilliant, then you shouldn't have to,
You should
dim your light so
shine.
other people. Yeah,
Yeah.
you just shouldn't have to dim your
Alam
own
mo,
light just so other
yeah,
people will look better.
yeah,
I feel
minsan,
that way.
yeah, minsan, issue ko yan.
Yeah, yeah. Well, there's this whole thing. I mean, I don't know. I guess among musicians, um, especially our age, I feel that there's kind of this thing that when you say that you need to market yourself, it's almost like it's a dirty word because it's like when you market yourself, there's a I guess this is just what people might think, right? Is that you have to kind of like there's an element of like fakery, like oh you need to really push yourself and but yeah, you're right, man. I think that if you have something to say and it's a real like it's a genuine like this gift of music that you want to give, right? Then why would you shy away from sharing it with other people, right? Is that kind of what you meant?
Why? Why? Like why? Why? Like yeah, it doesn't make sense to me, man. We're in the we're here to express ourselves. We're here to communicate. So for what reason would you hold back? It doesn't make sense to me. Yung parang, okay, I think that's one of the biggest problems with some genres of music. It's like, as soon as something becomes popular, oh, let's get away from that because it's popular. But like, dude, it's popular because people like it, and these guys have it's a success. It's not about selling out or any of that shit. It's just that these people wanted to be heard, they got heard. So
Yeah.
wala lang, you have a really great opportunity, man. If you're getting all that attention and then you can make money off of it, do it, dude. Like, don't let anyone's preconceived notions of what music has to be or musicality has to be or being a struggling musician. Fuck that shit, man. I,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I,
I
I
don't
don't
yeah,
buy
yeah.
into
believe
that
that.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Struggling musician, struggling artist.
yeah, but that image is kind of like perpetuated, right? In popular, I don't know. I feel like that image of a struggling artist is perpetuated in just I don't know in popular culture, the movies,
Pop culture.
Yeah, it's like if you're gonna be like authentic, then it's like oh, you gotta struggle. It's gonna be really hard, and then the ones who are popular are the ones who just th- almost comparing them to like whores, right? Because they just give whatever they want. I give. But I think that's
Yeah, yeah,
kind of a false dichotomy, right? You can, if people really resonate with what you have to say, yeah, why shy away from it? Yeah, you're right, man.
yeah, buddy. There's also the issue of like artistry versus professionalism. If someone's paying you to do something, man, as and as a musician, as a professional musician, you just do it. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter what you feel or what your artistry is. You're being paid. These people, these customers or these clients, they're paying you to do this shit. So separate yourself. It's good to have like like artistry and then your professional your career. So when you
Yeah,
get
Yeah.
to
agree.
when you get to your career, man, people here are here because they want to hear me play wedding songs. They want to hear me play Dancing Queen. These people want to dance. It's
Hmm.
just a job. But
Yeah, yeah,
your job doesn't define you. But you know,
yeah. You're right.
yung pangit is when people bring their artistry into into their professional life, and then people start to look down on your profession on your artistry because you don't even honor your own professionalism. Diba? So sad.
Yeah, that's true,
Well,
man.
that's just how I. That's just
Yeah, so like the two, like the artistry and the professionalism. Yeah, you're right. Like you don't, they're not the same thing. Sometimes, sure, sometimes they can overlap. But yeah, some people might be too overly identified with that struggling musician, struggling artist archetype that they wouldn't, that they would say, no, I'm never gonna play ABBA. That's so corny and that's lame, and
Hoy,
but
mahirap
yeah,
aba. Mahirap. Mahirap.
and they're good songs. May I just say they're really good. They're really melodic, simple but effective. That's fine, man.
Mahirap aba, man. Money,
Yeah.
money, money.
Yeah.
Man, ayaw pumosto ng bahista nun. I'm like, see, that bass player of ABBA is one of those people who won't be professional. Ayaw niya pumoste, man. Puta. De
Yeah.
joke lang.
Yeah,
He's
yeah. Ako,
fantastic.
ginawa ko din yun eh. Yung kunwari sa... I did acoustic album, acoustic covers na album. As in, I sang Payphone ng Maroon 5, mga ganyan, mga...
Yeah, cool, cool.
Oo. Kaya,
I'm on a
pero,
payphone. Yeah.
yeah. Pero, racket yun, di ba? Bayad yun eh. Why not, di ba?
Oh, yeah.
So,
Oh. Yeah,
pero,
yeah.
kaya that's why may Marga Jayy. Hiniwalay ko siya. Marga Jayy, yun yung, para pag sinearch mo sa internet, yun yung own songs ko. Alam mo yun?
Yes.
So, yan. I respect both.
Like the best thing is like if you're able to express yourself like artistically and get paid for it too. Like everyone, people are paying you to be your authentic self. Then, yeah, that's like it's just. I had a really bad analogy, whatever, man. It's just the best. There you
Say
go.
it. We want to hear the bad analogy.
Nah,
Sige
it's
na.
it's R18, but
Okay
We
lang.
can,
yeah.
if it's too much, we can always just censor it later.
Yeah.
Okay, no. It's alright. It's
All
alright.
right.
Uh,
Oh, all right. We'll put that
let's
in the
drink some more,
bonus
man. Let's
episode.
just drink some more muna, and then
All
we'll
right,
come
all
out
right.
later.
We'll put that in a bonus
Yeah,
episode
buddy.
for patrons.
It's gonna happen, buddy. Yeah,
Yeah.
Patreon for you, dude. Hey, all you viewers, if you want to watch all that like adult, non-adulterated director's cut shit, you gotta subscribe to Marga Jayy and AK's Patreon. It's only $100 per month, man.
Yeah. That's the
There you
minimum, by
go.
the way. The minimum. Yeah.
US, so
US
5K. Okay lang yan.
dollars. Yeah. Okay lang yan. That's not bad. Not
Quality content, buddy.
bad.
It's all good. Don't worry about it. It's money well spent.
Yeah. We'll make it
Yeah.
worth your money. Okay, so let's kind of move the let's I got another question for you, man. And it's like what's the role
Okay.
of practice? Cuz like for me practice is like it's like it's you when you practice it's like you're expanding your abilities, right? You're trying to do something that you couldn't do yesterday. So how do you kind of approach that? Cuz as I said earlier, you're one of the best I know. And how do you approach practice?
Well, when I was younger, much younger, like when I was around 11 or I would practice minimum 2 hours a day, and that's conservatively. Simply because I loved it, dude. I enjoyed it. I didn't. This might not be like the answer you're looking for, but it came very organically to me. So, I just wake up. Yeah, I'd be like, hey, I want to practice, and then what do I want to practice today? I want to practice something that I can't do, which is like let's say Donnelly or Portrait of Tracy, that those kinds of things. Man, that's the stuff that I practiced when I was a kid. Not because like I felt the need to practice it because of something, but just basically like, oh, I love this music, so it's so cool, and I want to be able to play that and see for myself how it sounds if I play it. So it came very organically,
Yeah,
but
pero
it's a double-edged. Yeah,
yeah,
sorry.
pero ngayon, these days, paano ka mag-practice?
Oh, nowadays it's more of I practice what's required of me on in a professional setting. So I allot at least 30 minutes per day for reading, and then the rest of the all my other practice sessions is for cifra because my one of my biggest weaknesses is groove. It's my groove is not that. I feel like my groove could be better because I've seen a lot of groovy people abroad, and when I watch them, it's like the groove alone is enough to make me get off my seat. So I want that. I want that a lot. So the important thing about practice is to identify your weakness and then intentionally attack your weaknesses.
Mm.
You know, repetition legitimizes.
Repetition
So if there's something that you're
legitimizes.
not good at, you just have yeah. So if there's something that you're not good at, just listen to it, do it over again, and then let your new. It's not that you're not talented. It's just that the neural pathways between your brain and your hands and the way that you feel the music hasn't been formed yet. Yun lang yun,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
love that.
I like that, man. That's also kind of my thing with practice is that like, because I was trying to explain this to Marga, like for for a vocalist, you maybe you take for granted that you're 24/7, you're attached to your instrument and you've been using it since you were a baby, right? You've been talking, but yeah, with instrumentalists, yeah, you have to kind of it takes time before i- what you're hearing, you can translate that to your hands and to your from your body into the instrument that will come out a sound, right?
Right,
Yeah, that takes
Yeah,
right,
time.
yeah,
it's,
right.
it's
gets.
kind of like you have to learn, like now I'm not thinking of subject verb. I'm using a noun, I'm using a thing.
Mm.
I absorb
Tama,
that, but
tama,
now I can be
tama.
free, yeah, with the thing. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yung sa akin before, naalala ko, pag
Yeah,
nag-practice ako
yeah.
nung mga 7 years old siguro ako niyan, hanggang high school. Pag nag-practice ako, alam niyo yung yung cassette, doon ako nag-practice. Ang dami kong -1. As in, box ng -1 ng mga songs na mga gusto ko, binibili namin yan sa mga record store. Tapos, bugbog talaga yung cassette
Uh-huh.
player ng rewind. Pause, rewind, play, pause, rewind, play, pause, rewind, play. Kasi, yun, pagkagising ko parang sa umaga yun, hinahanap ko. Practice. I don't know why ngayon lumaki na ako nawala.
I have a question, Margo.
Oh, go. Anong question mo?
Okay, my question is: Did you ever have to experience that thing where the cassette gets eaten by your device or whatever, and then okay, you have to open it up and all of the film is out, and then you put your pencil into the thingy, and then you have to like twist it. I used to do that shit.
Yes, that's normal.
Yeah, cool. La lang,
Yeah,
la
yeah,
lang.
yeah.
Yeah.
We're the
Yeah,
last
that was fun.
generation of people who will ever understand what it means to have to
What's a
wind
cassette?
up a cassette.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
dude, I
yeah.
understand.
What
Yeah,
the
pero
What's
ngayon,
a
yung as a vocalist ngayon yung practice ko, especially with my songs. Ayan, ngayon, kunwari, yung songs ko, hihingi ako ng -1 kay EK. Tapos, I'll just sing over that. Tsaka some vocal exercises. Mga ganun.
You said earlier that like when you practice, you have to kind of identify and attack your weaknesses, right?
yes,
But that's like
yes.
that kind of like that's in contrast to how well, also me when I used to practice before, when it would just practice, I didn't even think of it as practice. It was just me. I would pick up the bass, I'd play it, play what I wanted. But I don't know, now that I've gotten
Uh huh.
older, it's like, and as I do want to be a more well-rounded musician, like you do kind of have to attack your weaknesses. But I don't know. I guess that kind of takes honesty, because I know some musicians who they just because they only do what they want. They only do what they're good at.
Be careful, Ike.
Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. I'm talk. These are good friends,
Yeah.
right?
All right. All right.
Right. You. I don't know. Maybe Marga knows what I'm talking about. No, it's okay.
OMG!
I'm not making them lag. I'm just saying like, uh, it's like when they, for example, I
Oh,
know some
it's
friends who are super.
controversial. Oh,
No,
Ike.
it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. I
It's all
am.
right.
I
All right.
welcome their hate. Uh, Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's almost like
Fuck it.
sometimes
Fuck it.
when like you said groove, right? Sometimes groove and we need to work on our groove, but like sometimes it's like they just wanna they're all just all about or all just all about theory or something, and they can't really
Uh,
you know what I mean? Some people I don't know. I just think that
well,
it
if you're,
takes honesty,
yeah,
don't you think? That approach to practice.
get screwed, dude. Get screwed. The thing is, Fury is different. Fury is such a broad. There's such a broad spectrum of Fury, man, and this it's a very intensive study, but it's not performance, man. Iba yung performance, eh. Practicing is, you know, I I don't want to name drop anybody, but basically, like, you can, for all your theory, for all the stuff you're telling me about, man, come to the bandstand and let's hear you play your theory. The thing about theory is that it's descriptive. It's not prescriptive. Okay, so you know what's the point of theory? Theory just gives you a language to talk to other people about what you want or what happened. For instance, do you know the lick? Have you heard
Yeah,
of the lick,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
EK?
Yeah,
Da
yeah,
da
of
da
course.
da 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 dum. It's basically it's a third going up chromatically to the fifth, and then down to the one and the two, and there's your theory. Amazing, diba? There's so much more. It's just one aspect. And it's very important. Don't get me wrong. Theory is very important because music is a language. So how do we talk to each other in terms of in English or in Tagalog or whatever, or and describe to each other what we want? It's descriptive. It's not prescriptive. So you don't talk about what you want to do and then compose a song. Diba? Parang the song happens and then you describe what happened.
Yeah, yeah. Theory is after the fact. It's like after the music happens, then
Yeah, yeah.
that's when you figure out the theory.
Unless you want to get something like you want to get some flavor from another song or another source, and then inject it into your own composition, that
Yeah,
kind of
that's true.
thing.
Or sometimes
But
it's just
Fury
fun
is
to
not.
experiment with it when
Oh,
you're
of
a
course, yeah, of
yeah,
course,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. And it also helps you understand what you're doing because okay, I don't want to get into Fury, but basically, like, playing changes also kind of, you gotta
Yeah.
know your theory a bit, just a bit.
Yeah,
Guilty
yeah.
ako
Pero
diyan. Kailangan ko magpaturo kay EK ng theory para pag nagre-rehearse kami ng banda ko, alam ko na kung paano sasabihin ko, hindi yung kinakanta ko lang.
it's
Yeah,
just
you
here's the thing, buddy. Here's the thing. I have never in my life listened to somebody perform and say, "Wow, good theory." Like it's like,
yeah.
you know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it was always about this, it was always about a part. It was about their heart, you know,
Yeah, yeah, true, true. Cuz
yung
like
feel yung puso.
yeah, yeah, theory is for like if you want to dissect something, but when you dissect
Yeah,
something, that means you have to kill it. That's how I kind of see it. But sometimes you have to do
yeah.
that.
Oh,
Sometimes
dude,
you have
that's
to take something apart, but
that's profound, buddy.
although
That's
I
very
thank you.
profound.
I love bases.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but don't get me wrong, man. Fury is so important. It's so important. Like, what the fuck did this guy do here? You gotta, if you want to analyze that and then, absorb it into your own vocabulary, you gotta understand it, or else
Yeah,
you're just
yeah.
gonna, it's kind of like trying to go to Baguio and then you don't have a map and you've never taken to Baguio. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
You're
I
gonna
get
waste
it.
a
Siguro
lot of
parang
time.
kahit saan lang, balance lang talaga.
You can
Mm.
never have too much of balance, no?
Mm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just I guess it's just important that you don't become kind of like fundamentalist about it.
Mm.
Because my one of my bandmates was telling me that my bandmate was telling me that he had a former bandmate that like he was so like he couldn't even reconcile like the blue note. Like it was like weird to him because it wasn't and he was like classically trained. But he was like, yeah, but it sounds good. And at the end of the day, if it sounds good, who, I guess at some point someone's gonna come up with a theory to explain it. But like this the bottom line is, does it sound good? Yes or no, right? And that's
Well,
you know that
if
here.
that person, yeah, if that person doesn't like the blue note, then then he shouldn't play the blue note because it's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
him. I love the blue note, man.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love it. All the time. All the time you'll hear it in my playing. All the time.
It's just like, yeah, it's important not to be fundamentalist, because this is just theory, right? It's not rules. It's not music
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
rules.
But yeah, definitely. Pero there's also the other side, IKEA, na you don't also want to be, stuck also on the technicality of it or all performance. Kasi wala
Yeah,
kang ano eh. Like, you don't, like Marga Jay said, you gotta have balance, buddy.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
It's all about balance.
You can't be all theory and then you can't be all performance. And
That's
that's
true.
the
That's
beauty
true.
of music, di ba? Yung
Yeah, it's
balance
always
talaga.
kind of calling you to. There's always this kind of like, you go in this direction, then you realize you gotta go in this other direction.
And alam mo,
Right, right.
ikaw Gabe, ganito ka rin ba? Never mo na-feel na, ano ba yun, yung fulfilled ka na parang, okay, ang galing ko na.
Never. Oh, wait.
'Di ba?
Who feels that, man? That's weird.
No, no, no. Kasi, wala lang. Kasi ako, never ko na-feel yun. Parang lagi akong, may mga gigs na guilty ako na, hindi ko siya nagawa. Or, basta mga ganon. Na parang, to others, okay naman. Pero alam mo, you have a standard for yourself. Alam mo yan, may alam mong gusto kang ma-meet eh. Pero hindi mo talaga siya
Yeah.
magagawa. Wala lang. Gets mo ba?
Marga, it's two things, eh. It's either you haven't been exposed to, you haven't been exposed to how much you suck. You just go to fucking Indonesia and those kids will kill you. Oh man.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
guys
yeah.
see, the music scene, or, you could just be like, so if there's nothing wrong with it, but if you're already satisfied with where you are, and it makes you happy, then ox na yun, man.
Yeah,
Pero
I think yun nga yun eh. Pag mas exposed ka, mas alam mo kung gaano ka ka-olats. Alam mo yun?
yeah, man. It depends on your goals. If you're good enough, if you're happy with this, then why fight it? Diba? Why fight it? Okay naman to. Maybe you're making enough money from the amount of the effort that you put. Ox na yun for you. Pero for
Mm.
me, on a personal level, it's just I have never felt good enough, man. Like, yeah, and that's why I practice. Kasi
Gusto
if
ko
you're
yan.
good na, then why are you gonna practice? What? Why do I even need to practice, buddy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
So right
I
now,
just
my groove
yeah.
sucks balls, man. So yeah,
It's almost like, because I like, I get that too, but I also don't want to fall into this trap of always comparing myself to other musicians and saying, okay, that person's better than me. Okay, I'm better than this other person, because I can't play I can't play every single thing that they can play, but they can't
right.
play every single thing that I can play. Because music is
That's
not a
right.
linear. It's not a linear. I'm a 7 and you're a 9. Oh, me, I'm a 25. It doesn't go
It's
that way, right? It's not like a one
yeah.
one line that goes up, right? Right?
Okay, it's not the dating game. No.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah, it's
mother.
not. You're right.
You
It's not.
ikaw, alam mo ikaw.
Man, I don't do that. I don't do that shit.
Yeah, me neither. But
Yeah.
um, no, I don't compare myself to other people because I don't compare. Like for instance, man, I don't Okay, so music is kind of like a language, and it's about your voice. And
Yes.
I don't try to sound like I don't try to like compare my voice to other people. It's just this is how I talk. But there are things that I want to be able to say,
Yeah.
irrelevant of what other people do. But admittedly, when I was younger, yeah, you're young, you're stupid, you're like, oh, just you bring music down into this egocentrical sphere, which is just so stupid. Parang, I gotta be
Yeah.
better. I gotta. So I mean,
Yeah, I get you, man. I used to practice also from that place of like feeling like, oh my god, I want to be as comparing myself to another musician, then feeling inadequate and feeling bad. But yeah, you said that
yeah,
now it's like my practice is geared towards these things that I love, and I kind of want to integrate it into my own playing, because that's ultimately what will help you find your own voice. Is you kind of see what you like about this certain bassist or musician, and you're like, really like that. I wanna
yeah,
get some of
yeah,
that,
yeah,
put it into my playing.
yeah, yeah. Just like there's no need to overthink it, man. Just, I like that shit. I'm gonna play that shit. And if I can't do it, then I'm gonna practice. Yeah, yeah. There's really there's not much to be gained by comparing yourself to other people. I mean, there's just a lot of misery there. I've been there, buddy. I really
I've
have
been
been
there too. Sometimes I'm
Mm.
there.
still there, and I gotta like be aware that okay, no, this is not is because it's never
Yeah. Yeah.
constructive. Like that
Oh,
coming from
Yeah,
that
yeah.
place of insecurity.
Mhm. Ako
okay.
pag may
Yeah.
nakikita akong magaling, mas, yun, mas nai-inspire ako. Before, syempre, nakaka-insecure, 'di ba? Pero ngayon, medyo na-practice ko na, uy, ang galing niya.
Yeah.
Practice,
Yeah.
practice
Yeah.
ako. Alam mo yun? 'Di ba?
Oh, yes.
Ganun.
Yes. But the intention was never from I gotta be better than that guy. It
No,
was always like
no.
I
Parang,
want to be able to. Yeah.
yeah, parang nakita mo na, pwede pala yun.
Yeah, yeah. It
'Di
comes from a
ba?
Yeah.
place of
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
inspiration.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna say that I do not even judge people who get better that way. Kasi, you know, yun sila eh. They're just being authentic, man. Like, as long as you're not stepping on any other people's toes, then whatever path or journey you have to take to reach your goals, and I'm behind you, and just find what makes you happy. You know, pero it's unnecessary to compare yourselves. Just the
Yeah,
real opponent is yourself. You know,
that's true.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yun na yun, dude.
So you just gotta overcome yourself ultimately, you know?
Yourself, yeah, buddy. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
right,
dig
so
it.
right now, my groove, I'm not comparing it to other people, but basically I know what's out there, and I know what I want for myself in terms of groove. Oh man, have you heard Mono Neon?
No.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nasa YouTube
Oh
siya, 'di ba?
boy, you gotta get hip with it, man. Mono Neon. Mm,
All right.
damn,
Oh,
check him out, buddy.
Bassist.
Then
oh,
there's also
nice, nice.
the old school guys like Melvin Lee Davis. Oh, Melvin Davis, sorry. Yeah, and who are my favorites in terms of groove? Adam Blackstone. Yeah, there's so many, dude. Like,
Okay, let's
Yeah,
list
sarap
them
yeah.
lang.
down.
So how do
Uh,
you so let's talk about that, man. How do you go about? You said you want to work on groove. So like, how do you work on groove? What does that look like in the practice room?
well, the first thing I did was I messaged all the Filipino musicians whose groove that I admire the most. So I messaged Romel, and then I'm sure you know Romel, and then there's this guy named Descasolta. See, Hartzell Polygrates or Polygrates. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but I haven't messaged him. But he's like, out of the country.
Mm.
So first thing is to find is to get some advice, man. Just we're in the age of of technology where it's as simple as you know opening up your messenger, ask them, oh, what are the ano yung mga advice. I even message drummers as well. I talk about anong pwedeng gawin to improve my group. For instance, one of the most extreme things I got was to record myself and to analyze the DAW. You know what I'm talking about? EK, you're
The
a sound
DAO.
engineer. Yeah. No.
DAW?
Ah, the
Yeah.
DAO. You mean yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, and then you see which parts are behind and ahead of
Yeah.
the.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I've heard
So
that too.
in my quest for trying to my quest my quest for trying to to work on my groove, there were so many. There's also YouTube is also there,
True.
and I don't want to say anything about my journey so far because I've not reached my destination at all yet. Pero I will say that having one thing I found out is having like playing on the dot all the time with your perfect metronome is not that's not what feel is about.
That's
Definitely,
true.
yeah, definitely
Yeah, I
not.
agree, man. I agree.
Yeah,
I also have come to that realization. Like it's not really
yeah,
about like a rigid tut, tut, tut.
Like you,
Like
Ike, you're a sound
super.
engineer, 'di ba? You're used to recording people na gusto quantize talaga.
Yeah. Some the thing is sometimes kind of have to gauge it because some musicians are really not used to recording to a click. So you kind of have to feel it out because in that instance, it would be better if they just didn't record with a click, because the click
Yeah.
now will, like, mess with their sense of time, because then they'll be, instead of grooving, they'll be, oh my god, everything needs to be on the dot, and then it just
Uh,
sounds weird. So I kind of have to gauge it sometimes. Um, and to begin with, a lot of records, it's only during the 80s that records were recorded to a click. Prior to that, I don't think a lot of records were used with a metronome. So, although those John Coltrane, those are not metronomically perfect
yeah, man. Bill Evans
grooves.
would speed up. Bill Evans, he would speed up some mga tracks. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
even
yeah.
even Jamerson, you listen to some of his isolated bass tracks. Sometimes he's behind the beat, but oh man, it still
Uh,
feels good.
yeah.
You
Oh,
know?
Kahit
Yeah.
vocalist,
oh,
'di ba? Hindi
yeah.
naman perfect pitch, pero for example, si Etta James, meron siyang flat, pero sarap eh. Yun yung naramdaman niya nun eh. Alam mo yun, may nag-crack. Ngayon, pag pinarecord ka, uy,
Oh,
minalat ka.
oh,
Delete natin
yeah,
yan. Record natin ulit. Kailangan
yeah,
parang
yeah,
planchadong-planchado. So, it's not human anymore. Alam mo yun.
yeah,
Feeling ko,
Yeah.
yeah,
EK,
yeah.
eto correct me if I'm wrong, yung pag-quantize sa recording, ginawa ba yan para shortcut, para ma-copy-paste na lang yung, kunwari, yung first chorus sa second chorus?
Well, that's one reason why sometimes I recommend it, because it'll just make the work for me easier, right? I'll just copy paste, it's okay. That's one reason, but I mean, yeah, now that I think about it, if you're a band and you can groove together, I'm not really dogmatic about you got to record to a click, because sometimes nga it
Yeah.
will detract from the sound of the record.
Oh.
Mm.
Pero Ike, there's yung pagka-quantize. It could also be an aid. Kasi there's such a thing as playing laid back, playing in front of
Yeah,
the beat, playing on the beat, and there's also such a thing as just being out of time
yeah,
completely.
being out of time. Yeah,
So,
So
siguro, masasabi
yeah,
mo lang yun kung consistent ba, di ba? Kung consistent kang
yeah,
laid back,
yes, yes,
ginagawa mo talaga siya. Pero kung hindi, may mali na sa'yo, di ba?
yeah. If it
siguro it's
wavers, yeah,
it comes from a pulse. Eh. It comes from a pulse. So there's a very prominent New York jazz drummer. Now his name is Ari Honig. He said, "It doesn't matter if you go faster or slower, as long as you know that you went faster or slower. And for you to know that, you have to have a pulse, man. Just like
Yeah.
you have to be able to tell that you went faster, and then adjust yourself for the next beat. Pero
yeah, yeah,
but here's the thing. But once you're just in the moment, when you're in the music, man, it just comes so naturally.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Wala na yun eh. Wala nang pakiputa
Yeah,
if
yeah.
it's in front or behind. Diba? Man.
At the end of the day, as long as it sounds good, as long as you felt it,
Mhm.
yeah,
I can articulate that because I've heard musicians who are so out of time, maybe even out of tune. Pero natamaan ako. And then all the theory and all the technique and all that time and it just goes out the window because man, in this moment, this guy's trying to tell me something, man. This guy just went through some bullshit. And goddamn, man, you better, I'm gonna fucking walk out if you don't understand that. If you're still gonna have to analyze that shit. Say, diba? Music eh, ano, like nauna yung life eh, kasi sa music.
Mm.
So,
yeah, yeah. The life
you know,
informs the music,
yeah,
actually.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So
Yeah.
that's true.
yeah, yeah,
And I don't want to sound pretentious, but that's just how it is, man. Just life, life comes first, man.
yeah,
It's not
yeah,
about.
yeah. Yeah, that's cool, man. But and
Mm,
even your groove, I feel like your groove, like when we talk about groove, and groove is like kind of an internal. It's a feel. I
yeah,
kind of now. I don't know. I'd like your comment on this, but I kind of feel like it's at to some point it's not your choice, because it's your life, right? It's the life that you express through the music. So it's kind of like you don't really choose. Like, I'm gonna be a behind the beat kind of player. It's almost like it's a
yeah.
product of how you live your life and all the music you've listened to, and that's how
Right. That's right.
you groove, right? Yeah,
That's right. That's right. Yes, that's
yeah,
right. The challenge now is when you want to integrate something that doesn't come naturally to you.
yeah, yeah. But something that you
There.
resonate with, but it doesn't come naturally. Yeah, that's where the practice
Mm.
comes in. Is
Oh,
right where you gotta work on it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's smart.
Ako naman, as a vocalist din, siguro, the way I sing, kadikit siya ng the way I talk. Alam mo yon?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, yeah,
For
yeah.
For
sure.
show,
Pero
for
Even for
show, for show.
instrumentalists. Yeah.
Yeah, for show.
nagkaroon ako ng phase na meron akong mga pinapakinggan na songs na yung singer, wala talaga siya. Hindi siya nakadikit sa time. So, sobrang laid back niya. Sabi ko, gusto ko ma-practice yan. Ang sarap eh. Alam mo yun? Tapos,
Yeah,
wala. Nung una, alam mo, maririnig mo sa akin na parang sinasadya ko. Pero ngayon, parang matic na siya nagagawa ko whenever I feel
oh,
like just, doing
yeah,
it. Sarap!
yeah. Yeah, because you're right, there's always a phase wherein when you're your instinct where okay, who said this? Dave Frank said, or was it Kenny Werner? It's one of those two. They said that instinct is 10,000 times faster than intellect. So if you have to think about something, that means you're doing with intention. So that's why you have to practice it until it becomes instinct. So it comes out naturally.
Yeah!
And
Sarap.
yeah, so there's always gonna be that phase wherein like I'm trying to get this thing into my system
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
before
Yeah,
it
so,
yeah,
actually
yeah.
gets into your system.
yeah, gets kita. Kasi as a vocalist,
Yeah.
palagay ko dapat yung singers din may groove.
Oh,
Everyone, yeah. Groove
everyone,
is
man,
like
Yeah.
everyone.
groove is something that everyone contributes to.
Mm-hmm,
Even I saw this video of like an African, it was like an African ensemble, and then there were people, so each instrument has its own rhythm, but they all contribute to the groove. And even the people dancing around they're dancing around to the groove. Like I was thinking, like they're also contributing to the whole groove, the whole sound of it.
Yeah,
And even the
yeah,
people who are just
yeah,
doing that in the side, like that's part of it too, that they
yeah,
all
yeah.
add, and it creates
yeah.
this whole groove.
Man, you know what? EK, you're really making me miss playing live, man. Like I miss, you know, I miss
Oh
playing
man.
live and just feeling the energy from other people. Yeah, it goes beyond like it goes beyond like when people say that wow, ang galing mo. It's just that you just have that opportunity to bring everyone into one pocket or one space where everyone just feels good and it's like oh man, and then we all have alcohol. It's just it's a good time.
Yeah, yeah, I love
Oh
it,
man,
dude. Yeah, I miss that too,
miss
man.
it.
Jamming, like, cause like, yeah, it's not about impressing anyone or like, cause it's really about like, yeah, I just wanna like you just remarked earlier, like, oh, it's really good to talk to you guys. Like, it's the same thing with the music. Like, you're talking to other people but you're communicating through music. Yeah, I really miss that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But
Yeah, I
okay,
really do miss it. Like there's like a hole in my heart right now, man. I miss it so much. Just
yeah, yeah.
oh man, just the
But
way
can
that
you
you
imagine the
described it.
first gig that we do have after this thing? Like, oh man, it's gonna be awesome. Or
Yeah,
or it's gonna
because
suck. Who
no, it's not.
knows?
It's not.
It's
It's not.
not
It's not
gonna
gonna
Yeah,
be
yeah,
good.
suck.
yeah. It's gonna be good.
Feeling
It's
It's
ko
gonna
gonna
be
be
great.
good.
kunwari, open jam siya. Free jam.
Yeah,
Oh my
Yeah,
God,
yeah,
feeling ko yung unang song, 45 minutes, isang set yun.
yeah.
yeah,
And,
yeah,
and the
yeah,
discipline's gonna go out of the door, pero it's gonna come from a real place.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. As long as
Yun
it
naman
feels
yun
good,
is,
man.
yeah, man. If it's well, at least in my opinion, because you also have to have that base level of ano discipline and thoughtfulness and consideration for your other band members. So for a lot of people say that music is a language. Okay, if it's a language, then what's the point? The point is to communicate. Okay, then if your point is to communicate, then it's not solely about expressing yourself because
But
communication is
listening.
a two way street, buddy.
Yeah.
So if you're not listening at the same time, then you ain't communicating, man. You're just doing whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, yeah. And I've also found that the best, like, I groove the best when I'm listening to my bandmates. Not when I'm focused, I gotta groove, make it groove well, I gotta play correctly. But when I'm not even
Yes,
paying attention to
yes,
my playing and I'm just listening to what's coming at me, and so I can respond appropriately.
yeah.
I
Gets
find that that
you know
works
that's
better.
Sarap.
that's very relevant, EK, because while I'm practicing my groove, one of the big things that I realize is that groove is not about anticipating that downbeat. You know, I realized that I groove better when I listen to myself. As opposed to listening to just trying to get in the perfect time. Although
Yeah.
there's no such thing as perfect time, pero you know, it becomes an intellectual process as opposed to just feel. And feel it's not an intellectual thing, man. There's a lot
Mm.
of proof that of Bobo people who can groove amazing,
Yeah, I
not
mean, even a
Bobo, just
baby
like
can groove, right?
yeah, buddy. Did you see
Yeah.
Did you see that African video of this uh this African dude? He's grooving by making sounds with his armpits. It's farting sounds with his armpit. And like, holy shit, man! If you can do that, get this boy a bass, man,
Yeah,
Send
yeah,
mo
or a
yeah.
sa
drum
amin
set.
yan. Hindi ko pa yung
It's all
Sige,
nakita.
good.
sige.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing, man.
Yeah,
So
yeah, nice.
it comes naturally. Groove is basically what in my limited knowledge of what groove is that it's something that comes naturally as the way that you talk or your accent, like for instance, man, yung mga Latinos. Oh man, those people are spicy. By the way, I just want to make a quick shout out to Dave Sanchez. Carnal, fuck you. Yun lang. That's just for a friend in
Yeah, yeah,
Mexico.
that's true, that's true. 'Di ba kaya nga kung saan galing yung hip-hop sa New York, 'di ba? Kasi nandun yung mga subway, yung
Yeah,
buses.
yeah.
So
Sila
that
yun, dude. Sila
yeah,
yun.
that affects the way they talk. Alam mo yun?
Right. And with Filipinos, we're very good at adapting. So
That's
we're the
true.
best. We're the best at yung parang yung versatility. I really believe. No, we are. There's no doubt. We're the best at when you want to play a variety, like the whole spectrum of genres. Hire a Filipino
Yeah,
because
man.
we can
Just
do that shit.
look at the hotel bands. Like you go to China, you go to you go to China, you go to
yeah,
Singapore. It's all
Yeah, I
Filipino,
think
like
buddy.
playing the whole thing. Yeah.
na
Yeah, buddy.
nire-reflect lang din yung culture din natin ng Filipinos. Magaling talaga tayo mag-adapt.
And isn't that a
Not just
beautiful thing?
not just the music,
Yeah.
'di ba?
Yeah. So it's organic. The way that a person plays or even a culture plays is it's a reflection of who they are, and you can't lie about that.
Yeah, you can't
And
fake it.
the sooner you accept it, the easier it will be. Pero I'm trying to sound black, man. I want to get that mono Indian groove. Oh shit, sorry. Si Pino is I don't know what the fuck he is. He's like a Pino Paladino.
Yeah, he's English, right? But he's got
Yeah, he's
Italian.
English.
He's got those Italian roots, I think.
Pino.
Yeah. Pino.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yung kasi, 'di ba? Parang
I
sobrang
got you.
groovy niya. Siya yung kinukuha sa siya yung kinuha nila D'Angelo,
Yeah.
lahat. Siya yung
He doesn't
kinuha.
read, by the way. Like
Wow.
I heard about that. He doesn't read.
Oh, nice,
Okay,
nice.
yeah. So we can talk about that for a really long time. Groove is something that we all got to work on.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
We all got to work on that shit.
Yeah, yeah. And especially I like what you said about how it's like it's a listening and how you kind of have to know it's not just about expressing yourself and just tell the world this is me, but you also have to navigate that that it's a conversation and you gotta
Oh,
listen to
oh.
your bandmates to
Yes. One of my favorite things to say is that two musicians can play the exact same thing, like exactly the same way, and have different intentions, and it will still be worlds apart. Intention is another thing as well. Man. Like there's this guy who just wants to play, or there's this guy who just wants to impress. Alam mo yun, it's just intention is you can't hide that shit.
That's super
yeah.
true.
You better check yourself too because you ain't fooling anyone with your intention, man.
Yeah, and I don't think yeah, exactly. You can't fake it because even listeners, we feel that too, right? If someone
Yeah,
is trying, I'm gonna impress. There's just
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
something about it. Yeah,
yeah. Galing, and then yeah.
Like, yung last episode, pinag-usapan natin yan, di ba? What if, alam mo yung parang sinadya mo na ganito yung gusto mo maging outcome. Di ba?
Yeah.
Mafe-feel ng tao yun.
yeah.
It has a very shop worn, frozen thing. It's just very manufactured feel.
Yeah.
And
And it's not just that. If someone is playing to impress, like fireworks, like acrobatics, like this like Victor Wooten said this, like it takes you out here and then you're here. You're like, wow, he's so good, he's so skilled, but but in that moment you stopped you stopped this, right?
grooving. Yeah,
Yeah, you
yeah,
stopped
yeah,
feeling it. It became an intellectual
yeah, yeah.
exercise.
And this is coming from Victor Wooten, one of the most impressive people in the world.
Yeah, yeah. He
He's
can do
just
acrobatics like all day, but yeah,
yeah.
it's yeah,
But
yeah.
but when he did those when he did does those acrobatics, it's really that's just his honest expression of what he does.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not
It's
well. I could always be wrong, but it always seems to come from a real place as opposed to like, oh look how many notes I can do.
yeah, look, I'm so
It
good.
shows
Watch me. Watch me
I'm
play. I'm so
so
good.
good. I'm
Yeah,
so
yeah,
good. Yeah, puta.
yeah.
Ay, nako.
I'm so
Yeah.
tired of that shit. I'm so like in a jam session. So I come from I go to Tago. I'm a Tago regular, so it's a very like jam centric environment, and you can just tell right away. Like okay, and then as soon as that as a person comes in and with those intentions, like it becomes like caddying. Like parang, okay, we have to support this guy pa kasi he doesn't know yet what it's about.
Yeah.
It's not about trying to show off. It's about trying to be. Aren't you tired? Aren't you tired of fronting all the time in life, and then pupunta ka dito this sacred bandstand, and then you're still fronting. It's so sad.
Yeah.
Dito lang
Yeah.
tayo to have fun.
Tell me about it. I'm
But,
a vocalist, so alam na alam ko yan.
yeah, yeah. Don't whatever. Man.
Yeah,
But
but like, how about you, Gabe? What do you, how do you do that? How do you support someone? Because at the same time, if someone is acting like that, and someone is like, I'm gonna show the world, I'm gonna let her rip. Like, you can't just abandon that person, right? Especially like we're bassists, you
no,
have
no,
to.
no,
At the
no,
end of the day, you still have to support,
Yeah, for example,
right?
no.
Gabe, yung drummer mo nagwawala, nagpapasiklab talaga siya. Anong gagawin mo?
Whole note, baby.
Yeah,
Whole note or
hold.
quarter notes or quarter notes. Para hindi siya
Yeah,
mawala. Kasi uh okay, then here comes another goal. When how can I make a person who sounds so bad sound good? Let's see your skill when it comes to that. Yung parang yung ano yung ano mo, you know, mag ano siya, he'll do his gospel chops or whatever or his licks. And you gotta be there. Just make sure that he knows where the downbeat is, and so that he lands on the one. Because that's how you're trying to test him on if he can land on the one. It's not about try to make them sound good because at the end of the day, we're trying to help each other out. Siguro some people don't have that mindset yet na to make other people sound good. Pero if you have that mindset, then just be that guy because
yeah. Just be
you're just
there.
better that
I
way.
like
Yeah,
that.
man. Because masarap to help other people. Not just
Yeah,
not just even on the bandstand. You know,
Yeah.
that's true. That's true.
you know, especially pag wala sa time, then just help. Pero syempre, there's also that human aspect too, of which I'm guilty, is when it's too much na, man, ginawa mo akong backy track, ginawa mo akong metronome, like I'm here to jam too, buddy, but like I'm gonna play one song, it's like next, I'm just
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
get off
yeah, yeah.
stage because I'm here for an experience too. I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah.
saying I have the best time or anything, pero syempre, man,
Yeah, but it's a two-way thing, right? You can't just be
yeah,
all right. You go ahead
it's
and
very
come
hard
up and
it's very difficult to be adapting all the time. You know, syempre you want to
yeah,
let
yeah,
loose also.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
For instance, there's this one time a drummer came up to me and he said, "Alam mo, Gabe, ano ang sarap mong walain kasi hindi ka nawawala the time." And it's like, and that really, like, actually, like, that struck a chord, man. Like, kaya nga hindi ako nakakawala kasi it's my solo, and I still gotta comp you. Fuck, comping it means
Yeah,
accompaniment,
accompaniment. Yeah,
accompaniment,
yeah.
yeah, accompaniment. So it's my solo. Why the fuck are you out of form? Diba? Like, like, ako na nga nagsasolo and it's because there's an expectation there na, it's finally, I've been laying it back for you the whole time.
Yeah, I've been down here the whole time, right? Let
Yeah,
me
buddy.
go up
Have you
here.
heard have you heard bass solos on YouTube? The
Yeah.
way that they comp, it's beautiful. Pero here it's always like, would it kill you to just keep time? Would it kill you to groove? Would it kill you to play on the downbeat as opposed to the second 60?
Yeah,
It's always that shit,
yeah, I
man.
know, right? It's like,
Yeah,
man, this is just my one time. Then one time I'm
yeah,
gonna,
buddy. One
right?
time. Oh,
right? And then here
Here's the
you are,
thing, kasi, yeah, if the
Elijah, I
comp is
love
all
you.
over, if the comp is all over the place, then I can't play. I can't play rhythmically. I
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
play, I can't play out because there's no bass note to play out against. There's no contrast.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
so now all I'm left to is quarter notes and then playing the changes because
Yeah,
playing with
yeah.
it diatonically. Because if I don't play diatonically, then there's no comp
Yeah,
of
it will just
which to
sound
base
wrong,
off
right?
your
It
out.
just
It
sound
just
weird.
sounds weird. Pero kung
Yeah.
may in yun, tapos I play out, cool, chess harap na. It's not mindless
Yeah.
bullshit, man. You know it's intentional, eh.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I think in terms of comping, man, a lot of people still are stuck in the realm of wanting to be a soloist, or wanting to be in front. It's not,
Yeah, but it
parang yun nga.
actually it takes more discipline and maturity to be a rhythm player, right? It's right to be. I play solo guitar versus rhythm guitar. It's weird that sometimes I still hear that, but it actually takes more discipline to be a rhythm player because, right, to support, right? You can't, right? Sometimes I still hear people they come to the
Bakit
studio.
ka
Oh, what do you
natatawa,
play?
Gabe?
I play solo guitar.
I'm sorry, man. I just like that. There's like, it just reminds me of like, oh, what do you do in a band? I'm the lead guitarist, and what do you do? I'm the rhythm guitarist. It's
Yeah,
just like that.
Batman and Robin right here. Joke.
Oh, puta. Sorry, EK. What was your question? What was your question?
No, no. I was just kind of saying that, like, yeah, I guess, w- we're bassists, so we're backing people up 90% of the time. But like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
everyone needs to learn how to do that. Like, even a saxophone player, even the lead, like, work groove. That's so important.
Oh,
And
definitely,
yeah,
definitely. You
yeah,
you hear it all the time. You hear it all the time on YouTube, man. Like people abroad, there's always an ostinato somewhere.
yeah, yeah,
the,
yeah, yeah. It's
diba?
an
There you
ostinato.
go.
Yeah, I dig that,
There.
man.
During my solo, diba?
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
it's always like, anyway, I don't want to talk about it. it's, I'm so done with that shit, man. Like, sige, if you're not unable to come there, then ako na lang paposa sa'yo. I'll just say,
Yeah, oh my God, wait lang. Kasi ako I'm a soloist. So,
Yeah.
yeah, but I feel the same way. Kasi ako, kunwari, merong pag pinagsama-sama kaming singers, o you sing together. Of course, syempre, some singers, hindi nila may iwasan. Hala ka talaga, maglalagay, di ba? So, ako wala, papalakpak na lang ako. Galing nyo.
yeah, yeah.
Bahala na kayo dyan.
Margaret, can I ask you, who are your favorite Filipino singers?
Oh my God, ang hirap naman.
Aside
Yeah,
from
but just like,
yourself.
yeah.
Eto
Lea
kasi
Salonga
ako,
is my favorite, by
Lea
the way.
Salonga, oo, oo.
Yeah,
Kasi
Lea.
ang hirap, ako kasi parang nasa quest talaga ako na maghanap ng mentor na singer na Filipino. Ang hirap, nahihirapan ako kasi it's either gusto nila nasa likod sila, alam mo yon, backup singer o sessionista, tapos ayaw nila magturo.
Uh-huh.
Or it's either naman nasa harap sila, na star sila, na wala naman din sila tayo magturo.
Yeah.
Alam mo yon, so
Yeah, I know, but like, who's your favorite lang? Like,
siguro si Regine yan, si Between, Jaya,
yeah,
gusto ko si Jaya.
Jaya,
Meron
you
ako
like.
napanood na, I like Jaya, napanood ko yung isang performance ni Jaya sa Net25, kasama niya sila mama. Ay grabe, ang sarap.
Oh, really? Si Jaya. I've
Yeah.
not really listened to Jaya, pero it's nice to get like your input as a singer.
Pakinggan mo kasi si Jaya, pag, for example, pag nag-improvise siya, sobrang tasteful ng notes niya.
Okay, sige. I'll check her out. She's what?
Yeah.
What is she like? What's her title? All the singers have a title, no? Like,
Yeah, Queen of Soul.
yeah. Queen of Soul, yeah.
So,
Parang
Sa
Asia's
mga
Queen of Soul.
sa guys, like sa guy, sa male Filipino singers.
Hirap naman.
Nahirap, yeah. Okay, okay, how about your favorite Filipino bands?
Hirap naman. Extrapolation.
You know,
oh
just
no,
like
really, who are your favorite bands?
Marga Jayy, you ain't got a front here, okay?
POT.
Yeah, yeah,
You ain't
yeah.
got
POT.
a front. This is
I really like
POT, yeah,
POT. I really like
POT.
POT.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. Do you listen to Apo Hiking Society or Hot Dog?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Oh man, those guys, those So good, man. So good. Those are some of my favorites. Yeah.
Yeah, I love them too, man.
So in terms of groove, setup, man. Setup. Oh, who else? VST is also pretty fucking amazing, man.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I love me some VST. Yeah, Manila Sound, man. I love that
Manila
era.
Sound.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
Yeah,
love
at
that
kaya
shit.
ko nagustuhan si Carl Roy kasi yung POT, kasi si Carl Roy, sobrang, alam mo, hindi siya nahihiya eh. Alam mo, may uga, pagtungtong niya talaga sa stage, man, wala siyang pakialam.
yeah, authentic
Gagawin niya
lang.
talaga yung gusto niyang gawin. Wala
Yeah,
na.
yeah. Isn't there a thing, Marga, where it's like, that consciousness of coming on stage and be like, I'm just gonna be myself, as opposed to just being yourself. You get me?
Yeah, okay.
Yung parang, I'm gonna try to be myself as opposed to like, I'm myself. Ang laking bagay na, no?
Yeah, yeah,
I know
yeah,
what
yeah.
that feels like. It's like, and on the nights when I feel like I have to be myself, that's an off night, as opposed to just getting on stage
Yeah, yeah,
and just being yourself.
yeah.
Yeah, that's music, man. It's such a enigma,
Yeah. So what do
such an
you do,
enigma.
man, when it's one of those nights where it's like you feel like, okay, I gotta be myself. Like what do you how you navigate that? If you realize like, okay, I'm kind of feeling that way, what happens
I
to you then?
try I try to play less because I mean I'm not in a state where I want to play more,
Yeah.
So maybe tonight's just not the night where I'm not, it's like having a conversation. Maybe tonight's not the night where I'm gonna be talking. Maybe it's just the night where I'm gonna be listening to other people.
I like that.
Oh, I like that,
Yeah,
man. Yeah. That's
yeah.
good advice.
And it doesn't have to be all that. You don't have to be there all the time, because expectation kind of ruins the beauty of live performance. For instance, if if I played the song last night, and it was amazing, and then the next day with the exact same people, I'll be like, hey, let's play the same way as last night. It's ruined, because you're not the same person you were last night.
That's true.
You know, yeah. So I always try to I always try to play as myself, or as who I am at that time, within the pocket of discipline, of playing with other people as well, because you don't just want to be just caring about yourself. you know Music is communication, so you have to also contribute. You can't just be feeding and feeding and then taking and taking without contributing to the vibe, to the pocket. I don't
Yeah.
know if I'm still making sense.
No, that's true. That's good advice, man. Especially like when you're feeling kind of off. Like the bare minimum you can do is just support the other people because maybe
Oh,
it's their night.
there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, they
There's
have
nothing wrong with
something
that.
good to say. Doesn't I don't always have to be like the witty one with the saying the
Yeah, yeah,
it's
buddy.
I
Yeah,
just
buddy.
it's okay. We can just listen and support.
We're
Yeah.
just chill. You guys,
Yeah.
you guys can be in the front. I'll be in the back, just swaying very lightly from left to right. And
Yeah.
andun lang ako. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yan lang. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
All right, man.
what about you, Mark, as a soloist? Like, what's your approach to that? Especially when it's like sometimes you feel like, oh, maybe this is gonna be an off night. I'm not kind of not feeling it. What's that? Because you're a soloist. You have sometimes you have no choice, right? But you gotta be in
Yeah.
front.
I'm
You,
also
Well,
very interested in this.
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, yun nga din iniisip ko kanina. Um, Meron akong gigs na pumipikit lang ako para ma-feel ko yung songs. As in, most of the time, nakapikit lang ako para maramdaman ko siya. Kasi
Does
mayroon
it
talaga,
work?
it works. Yeah,
Huh.
it works. It helps me a lot. Pero, hindi siya yung gig na parang mag-explore pa ako. Wala nang ganon. Parang same nung sinasabi mo, parang paposte ka lang. Parang ganon lang din.
Oh, yeah. Siguro just do your role na lang.
Yeah,
If you're the bass
ganon.
player, do what the bass player does. Do what It's very hard to be a front because when you're because when you're in the front, you're like the feature man. You gotta impress no matter what happens. You can't hide behind anyone because you're in front.
Well,
So
ako, bumabalik talaga ako dun sa reason kung bakit okay ito, ba't ko to kinakanta, 'di ba? Kasi I have to express
yes,
the meaning of the song. So, yun. Kaya ako pumipikit para maramdaman ko siya.
Yeah, yeah,
Kasi hindi ko pwede tong tapusin na hindi ko siya maramdaman. Kailangan kong hanapin yung feeling na yun.
yeah. Pero Caps, there are times when that's just not possible because the condition that you're in just doesn't vibe with the song or siguro like let's say
Well,
that
ako
yeah,
meron akong technique dyan. Lagi ko siyang hinahanapan ng way para maka-relate pa rin ako dun sa song. Like, kahit hindi siya yung exact na story.
yeah,
Kunwari, if the song is really sad, re-relate ko siya kung ano talaga yung nangyayari ngayon.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's easier said than done.
Yeah.
No,
Kailangan siyang
no,
ma-practice din.
yeah, yeah. Ikaw, Ike. So, what do you do when you? I'm sure you've had off nights.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I just play less. Because
Play less,
I'll
man.
feel that I feel it. I feel it when I'm sound checking na and I put then I'm holding the instrument. I can feel it in my fingers if it's like, all right,
Uh,
if am I feeling this or am I not? But yeah, if I'm not feeling it, I'll just play less and it's like I don't really have to impress anyone. I just need to be here, just
Perfect. Yeah,
base
perfect.
level, right? And usually if when I do that, towards the end of the set, I feel better. You know, if I'm listening,
Yeah,
I'm just gonna listen. I'm just gonna play, stick to the roots,
yeah,
maybe.
yeah.
Usually that helps me get more into it, and then it
Oh,
kind of gets me out of exactly. It gets me out of myself.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Sorry. This just brings me back. This just like makes me think about groove again, man. Another
yeah.
thing that I'm also working on is my flow. Is just my ability to be authentic while playing. Just like say just like shorten the distance between my hands and my brain. So that's another thing that it's food for thought. Like if ever anyone is listening to this and it's something you might want to practice, like try to work on like feeling good doing what you're doing. Does that make sense? I don't
Yeah, yeah,
know.
yeah.
Whatever.
Because if you can't
Yeah.
really feel good playing, how can you ever hope to make other people? How can you ever hope
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
give other people that
Yeah.
feeling of like music groove? I love this song. If you
Yeah.
can't, if you're too
Yeah.
self-conscious, you know,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
true. Which
Yeah.
happens to me a lot.
Kaya
That
di ba
happens to me
yeah,
a lot.
minsan,
yeah,
di ba minsan EK, kunwari magkasama tayo before gig, di ba? Minsan gusto mo pang mag-coffee, ganyan. Pero, eto hindi alam ng tao. Ako, as an artist, kung ang gig ko tonight, buong araw yung preparation ko. I have to psych myself. Ano susuotin ko tonight para ma-feel ko talaga yung gig. Kasama lahat yon.
Oh,
Pati yung feelings, pine-prepare ko for tonight.
wow.
Ganun. Mm-mm. So, minsan, kunwari, magko-coffee kami ni EK before gig. Magkasama kami, pero sa likod ng isip ko, iniisip ko na yung gig.
Yeah. 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 I understand. That's like
Ganun.
a different perspective. I've never done that. I must say, I've never ever
Ako
psyched
buong
myself up for a
araw
gig.
talaga, pagkagising ko pa lang sa umaga, alam kong may gig ako tonight. Habang nagkakape ako, iniisip ko na yung gagawin ko
kaya
tonight.
pala hindi
And
ka
how's that?
marunong kausap when before gig.
Oo, mahirap akong kausap.
Hey,
No,
I'm
mahirap.
gonna walk out, dude. I think there's some
All
stuff you
right,
have to
end it
sort out
here.
right now.
End it here.
Dude, Ike,
No.
you're in a lot of trouble, buddy.
Yeah.
EK, di ba? Pag before gig, mahirap na akong kausap, di ba?
Yes, you've got this
Hmm.
restless, like it's almost like an anxiousness before a gig.
I never
Although,
noticed that.
Yeah, kahit sa giho yan, kahit maliit, malaki, parehas lang.
Pero doesn't that stifle you?
Ewan ko, tinanggap ko na siya.
Okay.
yeah, I don't
So,
know. I guess it's just your process because the moment you step on stage, it's like for me, I see that like okay, there she's in Marga Jayy mode. Like
yeah.
it just something snaps. Like oh, she's so nervous before the gig, then pluck. The moment she picks up the mic, it's like all right, boom, singer mode on.
She flips a switch and then there's
Yeah,
Marga Jayy.
yeah,
Yun,
yeah, yeah.
after,
Yeah.
after nun, tulog na ako.
Yeah, and then
I get that. Yeah. Because so many things that your brain does, man. You get tired. Emotional. There's the emotional aspect, and then there's the mental aspect. I get that. Yung yeah, yeah. I just get that. I know what you're talking about, dude. I do. Like
Yeah.
you're parang psyching yourself up.
Yeah.
I hate, but that's one of the least my least favorite things in the world is when I really just want to play, but something's getting in the way.
Kaya
You
nga
know,
may
like
beer eh, 'di ba? Minsan pag nagmamadali ka na, inom na tayo. Minsan talaga yung Red Horse na agad para
yeah,
tumama na siya.
it doesn't always work.
Sometimes
Here,
it makes it worse.
yeah,
Right?
sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes it makes it
Uh,
worse. Yeah, yeah.
Pero on the flip side, there are also those nights when everything just goes right and you can't do wrong, and the music is so good, and then you look back and you say, huh, you know, I played that night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, those are priceless, those moments.
Yeah, shut up, man. We gotta play. Putang pandemic,
Yeah.
man. How are you guys doing during this pandemic, man?
Yeah, you first.
Ako, I've been really productive. As in,
I can
lahat
see
gusto,
that.
kahit after nitong pandemic, pwede na ako mag-release ng 2 album. Walang yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, GCQ is it's like it's lifting or restarting. I don't know. Yeah, so things will get lax. Fuck, man. As soon as that quarantine lifts, I'm gonna fucking stay at home and watch everyone die.
Ah,
Don't fucking just don't go out, guys. You know, just because the quarantine is over doesn't mean that the virus gives a fuck.
yeah, it'll be a
Yeah.
while, I guess, since it'll be a while till people feel safe enough to go out, and even I think it'll even be a while after that people will feel safe to go to gigs. You know.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
The suckiest part about for me. Okay, can I ask you what's the suckiest part about the pandemic for you guys?
for me, it's that I'm not with Marga.
May gano.
Totoo naman eh, totoo naman.
Yeah,
Like,
it's true.
I understand that. I know what long distance relationships are like. Trust
Oof.
me. Oof, we're not getting there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What about
Yeah.
you, man? What's
Anyway,
for you? What's your experience been like?
well, uh, I'm really chill right now, man. I'm very privileged to say that I have no worries when it comes to financial stuff because I was able to save up naman. Um, for a lot of maybe people here don't know this, but I'm a cruise ship musician, so the timing was just perfect for me. I sent home a lot of money that was supposed to be used as capital for a business, and because the thing, shit hit the fan, we weren't able to spend that capital, and so now it's just living in expense. And then at the
Mm.
same time, I work for a fantastic company that's compensating me for not being able to work right now. Pero I'm gonna say back to the original thing. The biggest, this, like my biggest, how do you say this, hassle for the pandemic is that I'm not traveling. Uh, I love to travel. I never realized how much I want to travel, man. So I think I told Marga this, like, but one of my the best experiences from my past contract was I hiked up a mountain in Iceland with some friends, and then we just enjoyed the view of the sea, of the mountains, of the village, of the ship. And then I knew, like, in this moment, I'm happy. Like I knew so clearly that this was happiness. It wasn't about trying to get back to life in the Philippines, thinking about what makes me happy, having money, having being prestige, which is so stupid as well, being appreciated by people for my skill. No, it's being there. Yung parang just like being with people who you can be yourself with completely in a land so far removed from what you're used to, and the air is just so cold, so chill, and there's alcohol. Oh man, life is. I'm getting
Yeah.
sad just talking about it, man. The,
Hiking. Ganyan din ang na-feel ko sa hiking.
yeah, buddy. Yeah, that's
Yeah, yeah.
yun yung biggest yun yung biggest, my biggest hassle. Ikaw, Margs, what was what's your biggest hassle from the pandemic?
Parang ewan ko, ang hirap. Kailangan mo namang sabihin ko
Ay,
na hindi ko rin nakita si EK. Given na yun, di ba? Pero
right.
aside from that, parang
I'm judging you.
wala naman. Siguro na lang. Siguro walang income.
Yeah,
Yun.
yeah,
Huminto yung
yeah.
income.
Pero ano, a lot of people are being are panicked about economy and not being able to have money. It's really is a reason for
Yeah.
to be worried, man. So we're very privileged
Yeah.
to
And there's
be
some
in this.
solace in the fact that we're all going through the same thing. It's, for me, I kind of frame it like, we're all going through this time of, hardship, but we're we have we're not alone, right? In the sense that
Oh
somehow
yeah, yeah.
that
All of
sense
us,
kind
yeah,
of, yeah, yeah, yeah. In a weird way, it's reassuring.
yeah. Medyo na equalize rin siya,
Yeah.
and sometimes, buddy, that's like the best you can do. Just be as optimistic as possible because on the other end, wala naman matutulong yung like if you're pessimistic. Diba?
Well,
So,
certainly, yeah. If you're just, yeah, especially if it's the kind of pessimism that just like it just goes in a circle, right? Like, oh my god, there's no end to, like, oh my god, it could be worse. Oh my god, it could be worse. It could be worse. It could be worse. It could be worse. But that's kind of like that's a never-ending thing if you want to go down that
I
path.
can't tell you, man. Like I don't mind this, but like a lot of so many people, they're like, well, not so many. Well, a bunch of my friends, they'll come up to me and they'll say like, Gabe, like times are hard. You know, parang times are hard, man. Pero like I said, we're very very lucky to be where we are. Na parang medyo solid, medyo steads lang
Yeah, that's
kahit
very true,
paano.
man.
Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's now we're moving on to the next topic,
Yeah.
which is
which is what
sorry,
life.
it's getting heavy, pare. It's getting heavy.
Na,
Is it really? It's fine.
Ah, yeah,
dahil
it's
mo
It's
siyang
fine.
good. It's fine.
nainom.
Yeah, Medj. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's bagay. I finished my tea.
Pero sarap ah, sarap. So nice to hang out with you guys, man.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love
and
hanging out with you guys.
yeah, man, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll have you on again, and there'll be all these new shit to discuss. Maybe when this
Yeah.
this quarantine is over, we can do it in
Yeah, yeah.
person,
Yeah, definitely, man. I
right?
prefer that kasi
Me
sa
too. Me too. Than this. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. Pero this is good too. It's syempre, make do with what you can.
Of course. Yeah, but
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. But it's like the same deal. It's like if you're in front of a person, there's all these different levels of communication that are happening that you don't get
Oh yeah.
from
Definitely.
yeah, from
Definitely,
Skype.
man. So true, so true.
But
It's
yeah.
like it reminds me of live performance, man. Like you could listen to somebody on YouTube and then you could listen to them live and live.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
live.
So yeah, I mean, so with that, man, this I think we're just about to hit the 1.5 hour mark.
Holy
Uh
shit.
yeah, yeah, it just went by like that. Um
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But I'd like to say just
Yeah.
thanks, Gabe, for your
Oh
time and
man.
for the conversation. And I learned a lot from this. I'm very inspired just coming home from this
Holy
conversation.
crap. All right, man.
Yeah.
Well, I want to say thank you to Manila Groovy Nights podcast. And thank you, EK, and thank you, Marga Jayy. I really appreciate your time and I appreciate your company and your friendship.
Yeah, man. Can't
Thanks,
wait to hang out
Yeah,
man.
man.
after this.
Yeah,
All
buddy.
right.
So, GCQ na saan tayo?
Game, inuman tayo. On
Oh, for sure, man, for sure. Let's
Let's
look
do
like
it.
for the most like hot, like dense area where all the people
Yeah, yeah,
hang. You want
yeah.
to go to like an MRT and just start drinking there?
Yeah, we'll be living life. Living
For
life.
sure, for sure.
Living on the
Fuck,
edge.
whatever,
Yeah.
man. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
buddy.
Gabe,
So thank you guys.
meron ka bang ipopromote?
Yeah, anything to plug or
Uh, no, not at all, man. I
Nice.
just want to plug. I just want to plug Tago Jazz Cafe. Really, that's like my home. So once everything's
Hoy, jam
once
na
everything goes up.
tayo!
Oh yeah, yeah. Just like a shout out to Nelson Gonzalez, the owner. It, he put up Tago, and a lot of artists have come out from that place, including myself. So punta kayo doon, jam. No one's gonna
yeah.
judge you. It's gonna be a great way to just express yourself, and then learn how to speak the language. As much as we can help, we'll help. That's it.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
also want to plug Manila Groovy Nights. Subscribe to their channel. It's fucking awesome. They support artists. And, Marga Jayy and EK just like stand up people. They're awesome. Yeah,
All
about
right.
it.
We're good. All right. Peace
All
out,
right.
Yeah.
everyone. Thanks
Thank
Peace
for
out.
you.
Thanks,
listening.
guys. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for watching. So if you have some comments, suggestions, feel free to comment down below. If you want to see somebody on our next episodes, just let us know. And we'll try to have them. Thank you. Bye. Subscribe.